Failure to perform. Okay, let's talk about that real quick. Let's pretend that you have a shoot. You have a shoot scheduled for tomorrow. Let's say it's a senior shoot, and you wake up and you're feeling kind of queasy. You're like, "Wah, wah." You know, you feel like you want to throw up, and you just don't have the energy to go shoot. What do? Right? Do you call another photographer to try to get him to squeeze in? Or do you just kind of call him up and say, I ain't gonna make it? Or what about you went to the shoot and you dropped the camera and the camera got destroyed after the shoot was over, the last scene, right? And you kind of pull out the memory cards and nothing, the memory cards are destroyed. What do? You reshoot? You know, what do? Oh, how about you come home, you got a big shoot, and you came home and you put it in the computer and the computer just caught on fire and zapped out the memory cards, right? So what do you do then? Well, that's the thing that I want to talk to you about, which is failure to perform, which is a clause that should be included in every photographer's contract before you schedule the shoot. Basically, they need to sign off on this before the shoot takes place. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so here's a quick view of my photography agreement, which I have all my clients sign before I do a shoot. And what this is the top part right here. This kind of has the location of the shoot, and then this section is the copyrights, you know, of the shoot, and this is the photographic materials like the proofs and things like that, which we kind of don't use proofs no more. We use like digital proofs. Well, some people use proofs, right? The client usage, what can they do? You know, can they copy, scan it, personal use only, you know, right there. And here it is, the big jammy that I'm talking about, failure to perform. Okay, so I want to talk about this in a little bit more detail about the failure to perform. And what it says is the photographer cannot perform his services due to a fire or other casualty, strike, act of God, or other cause beyond the control of the parties, or due to the photographer's illness, like if he's sick or not, right? Then the photographer shall return the deposit to the client, but shall have no further liability with respect to the agreement. I mean, if I get sick and I can't do the shoot for some reason, and let's say they gave me a $250 deposit, well, I just owe them $250. I just got to give the money back. And that's what this failure to perform is, basically. So I'm not going to be able to get sued, or at least I should be protected if they try to sue me for missing the event. You know, they try to put a price on the pictures like, hey, you know, this would have been worth thousands of dollars or whatever. So I have this, which basically says, hey, I couldn't make it, I was sick, you know, I'm sorry, and here's your $250 back. Okay, this limitation is on liability shall also apply to the event that I can't speak today, that the photographic materials are damaged in processing, lost through camera malfunction, lost in the mail, or otherwise lost or damaged without fault on the part of the photographer. Okay, and then in the event the photographer fails to perform for any other reason, the photographer shall not be liable for any amount in excess of the retail value of the client's order. So therefore, the most I can owe is what the order was going to be. So you do want to have this in your contract or agreement, because if something goes wrong, they will try to sue you for a lot of money. And just because you get this signed doesn't mean that they can't sue you. But what it does is protect you, so you, when you're talking to the judge, you can say, hey, you know, I had him sign this, blah, blah, he reads it, and then, you know, the judge is going to decide. Because anybody can sue you for any reason, regardless of what you have, right? Okay, so that's my quick tip about failure to perform. Make sure you include this in your agreements. So there you have it, failure to perform. Make sure that clause is included in your photography contracts or agreements where your clients sign off on it before the shoot takes place. That way you are protected. Well, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And if you like this video, how about a thumbs up? I appreciate it. EMIP, out of here.